So, well, dear friends, welcome to the labor lesson. Let us continue this lesson. Today's subtopic is labor from the organized and unorganized sector. This is very important for you. In last exam, they asked likewise differentiate between the organized and unorganized workers. In today's class, let us discuss about what are the features of organized and unorganized workers. Afterwards, combine what are the differentiation between the organized workers and unorganized workers. Let us discuss about that. What is the meaning of organized workers? What are the example for that? What are the benefits for the organized workers? Is organized sector workers. It means enrolled as per the law of government and provide the fixed wage and facilities within the framework of law is called organized workers. What is enrolled as per government laws? What is these organized workers are enrolled by the government laws. In a sense, they bonded by the government laws and regulations. Then they provide the fixed wages. What is government fixed wage for the some laborers? Is it laborers? Then the government will provide some facilities. What it is? Some facilities. Then within the framework of law. What is within the framework of law? Those peoples, organized peoples are enrolled by the government. They bonded by the government and they have the fixed wage as per the government law and they have some more facilities. So those workers are considered as the organized workers. It means the laborers who enrolled as per the law of government provide the fixed wage and facility within the framework of the law is called organized sector. Yes, they have the enrolled bonded by the some more laws and regulations by the government. They have some more facilities and fixed wage afterwards within the they work in the framework. They work within the frame. Is it? So those peoples, those laborers are considered as the organized laborers, organized workers. Then these peoples are guided by the Minimum Wage Act. What is these peoples? Organized peoples, organized workers or laborers or what is guided by the Minimum Wage Act. Minimum Wage Act means what? They getting the minimum wage, in the sense how much wage is necessary to fulfill the basic or fundamental needs for family. Is it? So that much salary, that much wage they can get. This is called the minimum wage. Okay. So these peoples are getting the minimum wage. So afterwards, not only the minimum wage, then they have some factory act. Is it? Then EPF means Employment Provident Fund. They have Employment Provident Fund and supported to the laborers. So these facilities they have medical facility, health facility. Is it? So life risk facilities, some more facilities they are getting. Then under the Factory Act, then EPF. Likewise, these facilities they are getting by the government or by the organized sector. So these are all facilities we can see in the organized sector. What are the examples for the organized sector? Who are working under this organized sector? So the schools, afterwards the hospitals, industries and government related services, government offices. Is it? So government services and commercial bank, life insurance, military come under this organized sector. Understand this? So for example, for the organized sector laborers are hospitals, schools, is it, and some government services, institutions, then life insurance, afterwards the military and commercial banks are come under the organized sector. These people who are working in this organization, those workers are considered the organized sector laborers. Then afterwards, they should pay the tax. Is it? Then afterwards, they provide the special facility and employment security to the workers. For this, government provide the special facility to these people for the health facility. Is it? So some more facilities they are getting by the organized sector. Then employment security also they are getting. For this, who are working in the organized sector, so they are getting the employment security. Is it? So, these facilities they are got from the organized sector. Then they have the guarantee of their work. Is it? So, no one can dismiss them without any what is the reasons or legal measures. Then afterwards have overtime pay. So sometimes these people are working overtime. Is it? So they stipulated by the overtime payment. So for that purpose, after the extra work, they are getting the extra payment by the organizer sector. Okay. Then afterwards, relationship between the employee and employer is guided by the what is laws and legal provisions. What is the relation between the employer and employee is guided by the legal provisions. According to the legal provisions, law and order, we can see the employer and employer have some relationship. This is all about the organized sector. What is the laborers who are enrolled by the laws of government and provide the fixed wage and facilities within the framework of law is called what is organized sector. Then they get the many more facilities like the Minimum Wage Act, afterwards the Factory Act, EPF. These are all supported to the organized sector laborers. Then afterwards, for example, for the organized sector is the schools, hospitals, government government services. Is it? Then afterwards, commercial banks, then life insurance and military all come under this organized sector. Then they should pay the tax. Then they provide the special facilities like the medical facilities. Is it? Then afterwards the employment guarantee or employment security to the laborers. We can see here the workers have the employment guarantee here and security, and they when they work the more than their framework time, in the sense they work the more than their time, so they should stipulated by the overtime payments. They should get the overtime payments, and the relationship between the employee and employer are bonded or guided by the laws and orders or legal provisions. This is all about the organized sector. Let us discuss about the unorganized sector. What is the meaning of unorganized sector? What are the facilities? What they are not got? Is it? So let us discuss about that. It is a organized sector is enrolled by the government laws and orders. This is opposite for that unorganized. It means legal provisions do not completely governed. That is, they are not enrolled by the government laws and regulations. Is it? So legal provisions do not completely govern here. So employer and employee relationship is not guided by the legal provisions. What is here? The employee and employers relationship is not bonded by the what it is legal guidance. Is it? So what it is here? The headmaster and teachers. It means they are guided by the some more legal provisions. Is it? But here the vegetable seller and also the merchant. Is it? What is seller and buyer? They have bonded by any some laws and orders? Is it? No. What it is, buyers and sellers are not bonded by some more legal provisions. Is it? So legal laws and orders, there is a no. If the buyers want to buy the goods and services by the sellers, they can. Otherwise there is a no restriction, legal laws and orders. Is it? We can change the sellers. Is it? So likewise here, that is legal provisions do not completely govern here. Employee and employer are not guided by the legal provisions. Then usually stays below mandatory wage fixed by the government. Do not get the pay leaves also. What it is here, we can see they stay below mandatory wages fixed by the government. Government is fixed the wage for the laborers. Minimum Wage Act is there, no? Minimum Wage Act. They guided by the Minimum Wage Act, organized sector. But unorganized sector are not getting the minimum wages evenly. Even nowadays also. They are not getting the minimum wage. Is it? So because of there are not security in the work. There is a no work security we can see here. Here what we can see here, they are secured by the work. What is here the employment security towards the workers, but there is no employment security in the unorganized sector, is it? So they are not getting the mandatory wage fixed by the government. They are getting the very low wages. Some more people are working for the daily wages. They are not getting the minimum wage also in the unorganized sector. Yes, let us afterwards do not get the pay leaves. That is, in organized sector we can see the pay leaves, but here we cannot see the pay wages, in a sense not get the pay leaves, is it? Pay leaves is not available. Health facilities is also not available here, and EPF is also not available. Factory acts are also not available in the what is unorganized sector peoples. Then what are the examples for the unorganized sector peoples? Now you are getting the very clear about the unorganized sector by seeing these examples. What are those vehicle repair peoples? Is it if they are getting the minimum wage? No. How much they do the repair, that much only money we will give to those vehicle repairs people. Is it? And they are not getting the salary, minimum wage also they are not getting. They are not bonded by the any laws and orders. Is it? So vehicle repairs and selling of the goods like vegetables, is it, and fish on head, is it, and puncture repairs. These peoples are come under the unorganized worker laborers or unorganized workers or laborers. Understand? These peoples are not have the legal provisions, is it, and they will not have the employment security. They not have the pay leaves, is it? So these peoples come under this. No tax provisions and no fixed time we can see here. These peoples are those peoples are not bonded by the some legal provisions. No, so there isn't no fixed time for these vegetable sellers, fish sellers, puncture repairs, is it, and vehicle repairs. These peoples there is a no fixed time, fixed place also, is it? So this is all about the unorganized sector. And another one feature is the work the day and night without break, the daily without break, and there are not some people are getting the daily wages, but is they work day and night. Sometimes these people are working day and night, is it, because of there is a no fixed salary and they are not enrolled by the legal provisions. So there is no time for these people, but for the hospital there is a fixed time is there. For school, fixed time is there. For government offices, fixed time is there. But for these laborers, there is no fixed time. They are working day and night without a break also. Then some people are getting the daily wages, but they are not getting the minimum wage. Then the laborers not receive any medical benefits and the overtime benefits, but these people are getting the health facilities, medical benefits they got. Who? Organized sector. Unorganized sector are not getting the any medical benefits, but these people are stipulated by the overtime payment, but these people are not getting the overtime payment, is it? So then afterwards some more people are including in the unorganized sector. Those are the construction workers, is it, building construction workers, and loading unloading laborers, and also the landless laborers and mine workers are coming under this unorganized sector. This is all about the unorganized sector. Let us differentiate between the what is organized sector and unorganized sector. This is a 3 marks question for you. Okay, this is a very important. Otherwise, they may be asked the 1 marks question in this also. When you become the very perfect about these two, afterwards you can attempt any question, is it? So let us discuss about that organized sector and unorganized sector. How you should write? You should write the minimum 6 points for the 3 marks. Okay, don't write the here 3, here 3. You should write the 6 point in the organized sector and you should write the 6 points in the unorganized sector. This is the method. Otherwise, you should lose the you can lose the marks when you are not writing the properly. So you can afterwards you are getting very low marks, 2 marks or 1.5 marks you should get when you write the 3 points here and here. You should write the 6 point here and 6 point here. What I write afterwards I will give notes for you also. Okay. Yes, let us differentiate. What are the difference between the organized and unorganized sector? Let us discuss about that. What is organized sector peoples enrolled as per the law of government and provide the fixed wage facilities within the framework of law. Okay, they are fixed wage facilities and they are legal enrolled by the government and they are within the framework. Is it they have the particular time, particular place, is it particular work also they have within the framework. Framework means some work is there for teachers. Teacher come under the organized sector. They have the particular work. Teaching is the main work. Otherwise, they are not doing any work. Is it? But here, unorganized sector, not likewise. Today they are selling the fishes. Next day they start to repair the vehicles. Otherwise, they start to sell the vegetables. Otherwise, they doing the work loading and unloading. Is it? So there is a no framing work. So here, the legal provisions do not completely govern and employee and employer relationship is not guided by the legal provisions. And second differentiation is guided by the Minimum Wage Act and Factory Act. EPF is supported to the laborers. What it is? They have the Minimum Wage Act, afterwards the EPF and the Factory Act. But here usually stay below mandatory wages fixed by the government. But it is they are getting the very low. What the government is fixed the mandatory wage, so they are getting the very low. What it is wages here. They do not pay the leaves. But it is then they do not pay leaves. Those people are not have the facilities like EPF, then afterwards Factory Act, then pay leaves. So these people not have the pay leaves also. Then for example for the organized workers is schools, hospitals, institutions and government services. Then afterwards the commercial banks, life insurance and militaries are come under this organized sector. Unorganized sector for example is vehicle repairs, sellers of the goods like the vegetables, fishes on head, punches repairs. These people can come under the unorganized sector. Then to pay tax, these people are paying tax and provide the special facilities and employment security to workers. They have some special facilities like the paid leaves, medical facilities. These people, organized people are got these things. But here unorganized sectors not pays the provisions, no fixed time. Those people are not have the fixed time, no fixed place. Afterwards no fixed work also they not have. Then afterwards organized sector people have the overtime pay. But unorganized sectors are doing the day and night work. They work the day and night without break. But there is no what it is overtime pay for these people. But these people, some more people are getting the daily wages here. Then in the organized sector, relation between the employee and employer is guided by the legal provisions. But in the unorganized sector, it is not guided by the, in the sense employer and employer relationship is not guided by the legal measures. But here the labor would not work any medical, would not receive the any medical facility or the overtime benefits. In the unorganized sector, laborers are not getting the medical facilities and overtime payment. But some more people are also come under the unorganized sector. Those are the construction workers, then loading and unloading workers and landless laborers. Then afterwards the mining workers are come under the unorganized sector. These 6 points you should write in the exam. Okay, these are the differentiation between the organized and unorganized sector laborers.